Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. It's Tiffany here with a message for the Libra Collective. Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. And this is for the week of May 11th to the 17th, 2026. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get you some tarot cards, tarot tokens, oracle cards. I'll also share channeled messages throughout the reading. And first token out is Temperance. Okay, Libra, we have Temperance here coming in. That is Sagittarius energy. Let's see. This is kind of, the major arcana energy that's overseeing the whole week for us, Libra. That's the intention behind pulling those tokens for us. So with Temperance, particularly with the energy of this week, I did do a meditation before the reading for this week. First of all, happy Mother's Day to those of you who celebrate. Okay, we're going to have a new moon in Taurus around May 16th. I feel like the energy is going to be it's going to change. So if you need to get something done, I would say if you're looking for more like a structured kind of vibe, structured energy, anything that's going to involve practical action steps, I would say, or finding solutions. It is a good week for that. And particularly before that new moon in Taurus, because I feel then you're actually going to want to socialize, even if you haven't really been feeling like that. Some of you may feel like you're going to want to socialize. So take advantage of like the work week, Monday through Friday to kind of get things done. It does feel like this is a week where solutions could solidify. I feel like you could be cementing plans in some way. So there's an energy too that's very charismatic, Libra, for the week ahead for you. So taking advantage of that. I think it's a good week for budgeting, planning, negotiating, anything that's procedural or that requires structure. Okay. We are indeed in Taurus season, right? I feel like there's a week too where your status could be boosted or elevated, or there's a focus on evolution even. Okay, I'm feeling that too. Let's see, what else was I feeling? I was getting words like rock steady and beautiful bricklayer. Like it's like you're building this foundation, and it actually comes out quite nicely. I do have focus on health, but it came out in the reverse, and so this is about excess, melancholy, lethargic, some sort of neglect. Maybe needing to make health your priority is coming to the forefront. Maybe you're trying to get more walks in, all that. This week, we are still with that energy of Mercury and Taurus. Now, I'm not an astrologer. I meditate on the basic astrology, like the astrological aspects that I know are taking place or that I feel anyway. And I feel like there's something about this new moon that I feel could be very impactful for us. And I do feel that deliberate action is going to be very much rewarded this week in particular. And I think it's tied to the astrology, but okay. So Mercury in Taurus is occurring now. It has been since May 3rd. And this is when we have like clearer thoughts, things happening from more of a grounded space, or something about space could come into play here this week, Libra. That's why I say it's a very positive week for budgeting, planning, negotiating, all that stuff. There seems to be this real focus on practicality. And with Mercury in an earth sign of Taurus in particular, it does feel like that's going to help us when it comes to coming up with solutions and taking deliberate actions, okay? You could be feeling extra charismatic, if I didn't already say that. Mercury is then going to go into Gemini, though, on May 17th. And what that felt like was, I felt like it felt very expansive and dynamic. You could feel as though there's a little bit of a commotion, okay? I was getting that word clairaudiently, a commotion, okay? So you could feel like just the last 2 weeks of May could feel just noticeably different. And I think it might have to do with Mercury and Gemini, okay, going into a fellow air sign for us. I think it's great for adventure. And if you're needing to win or convince someone of something using words, I think that's going to be to our advantage, Libra. All right, let's see what else we have. I don't mention all of the astrological influences, but we do have the new moon in Taurus on May 16th. And I do feel that you're going to feel more focused during the week than you will on the weekend. Okay. So you have Sandalphon here with turquoise, card 9. This is about forgiveness, freedom, healing, and some sort of, maybe you're seeking. I feel some of you are trying to find some sort of solution, or cement or solidify a plan of some kind. And there's a lot of green here too on the table, lots of green. So what does green mean for you? You know, it makes me think of healing, renewal, growth, right? It makes me think of the heart chakra, really. What else, please, for Libra? We have Uriel here, card 11, red. Some of you may be noticing 11s, okay? Maybe noticing 11s. I will do a reading focused on that new moon energy, the new moon in Taurus, because I think we're gonna feel it, and I don't think it's negative either. I think it's good energy. So Mercury and Mars and the new moon are all in Taurus, and the Sun. Okay, that's how we're starting out. Well, Mars will actually go into Taurus on May 18th, but anyway, okay, so we have self-employment here and perfect timing. Ooh, and it's interesting, they came out together, right? So with Uriel too, card 11, there is this element of, you have like double healing. There's something here about something that could have been avoided, or something that's like that's excess. It feels as though you're like, something has just been sort of too much, maybe, or maybe you noticed you've been doing something too much. It feels like that's coming to the forefront. Moderation is key here, because we do have why am I spacing on that? We do have temperance here on the table. So, you know, this is an angel that's they have both masculine and feminine energy here with their cup, okay? And they have all four elements represented too. There's the lake with water, the third eye, air, the earth is the square on their chest there, and then the triangle would be fire. So this is, you know, a lot of good representation of everything that counts, everything that matters. And there's something here about that week, okay, or about this week, with that, with laying a proper foundation and considering just how to, again, solidify some sort of solution. Okay, so it could have to do with your self employment in some way, or how you're going to tackle some sort of physical issue, or even an issue involving your physical space. The pentacles were coming up through the meditation as well. So anything having to do with your resources, or anything kind of in the 3D realm, you know, there's really, yeah, there's things lining up for you, getting things in order. Again, this is a really good week for that. I think this is the best week maybe of May for anything, again, that needs to be done, as far as getting your thoughts grounded, clearing out space, making room for something, a commitment in something, you know, possibly linked to self-employment. That's all coming in right now, Libra. But this is a really, really solid week for planning. Okay, really good, solid week for planning. What else? Let's get this. I was looking at my notes here, but when we have temperance, though, for career, this makes me think about long-term planning, right? And slow and steady, you know, slow and steady, and not rushing in and not overdoing it in regard to anything right now. Let's see, Libra. Let's get you some tarot cards now. We'll use the Out of Hand Pocket Edition. Same creator as the tokens. And look, remember I was saying the moon? I feel like the moon's going to be influencing us this week. Yeah, here we have the moon. All right, so good time to reflect on some things here, and just being, you know, paying attention to what comes in intuitively. I feel some of you, you're just going to feel that if you've been suppressing something, pushing it down, or if something's really been lacking, maybe you've been able to mask that, or overlook it in some way. But I feel like it's kind of like you can't let this go any longer, any further, and you're coming up with an alternative plan. All right. What else do we have for Libra, please? Four of Cups. Yeah. I think you could have someone seeking your forgiveness come in this week, Libra. I'm not so sure you're interested in this. I don't know. It's going to vary, obviously. Only take what resonates with all my readings, right? Only take what resonates. You have free will, final say. Your intuition knows best. Leave the rest if it doesn't make sense to you. And there's the Hierophant. Not at all surprised to see the Hierophant here with all the Taurus energy around us right now that we're within. So I think you're going to be questioning a commitment too. All right. It does feel like that. Because I'm getting this questioning how someone even feels. I'm questioning their devotion, their dedication. That could be why, if you do have something relationship wise coming in where someone's wanting forgiveness, they could be seeking that in some way. I think almost you're feeling as though maybe they're doing it for them to escape their own guilt or pain. And that's really, I'm feeling kind of like you're focused on other things right now, it looks like. So again, getting those details in order. See the Hierophant, look at that. They're really planning it out. I mean, some of them, they're writing on the board, so they're probably sharing knowledge. Maybe you're sharing knowledge. Maybe you're giving someone the keys, you're the key factor with regard to something. You're helping them develop a strategy, or you could feel as though maybe you're seeking outside support and advice as you try to come up with a new strategy, as you question something. Maybe you're even questioning your faith right now. Okay, let's see what else we're getting off this. So Cancerian energy coming in twice here, once with the Moon, once with the Four of Cups. All right, what else do we have? Piscean energy too with that Moon. I say the signs because some people are interested, but it doesn't make or break a reading, right? And you have the Queen of Swords. That's us, Libra. Getting that clarity, coming up with a solid plan, getting your thoughts in order, getting your resources in order this week. Again, really good week for that. Really great week for really deciding on how you're going to move forward. And maybe for some of you, it is for self-employment. What else do we have? I'm also going to pull cards because it is Mother's Day. I'm going to pull cards specific to if you have like a mother figure in spirit, what they might say to you right now. So I'm going to do that for you. Or if you have a child in spirit, connecting into the mother energy. So what else do we have for Libra? King of Wands. All right. So fiery King of Wands here. It makes me feel like, even though it's in the upright, I am getting this a little bit of an energy of impatience, a secret being revealed. I'm kind of getting this energy of like something feeling a little impossible, or feeling like it's just sort of, again, like an overbearing kind of energy. Remember I said something could feel like overwhelming in some way. Let's see what we have with it. We have the Four of Wands. Yeah, so that's like, I love this because it's actually clarifying the perfect timing. Okay. And I said you might be seeing 11s. This is the 1111 card. So interesting here with that coming in. This is like overcoming some kind of struggle. That's what it's coming through with. And it has to do with, there's something here about the third time being a charm. Okay. I'm getting that clairaudiently. And there's something here that's going to tip the scales. Okay. I am getting that. There's something that's like a big factor that's at play here. There's something major at play. All right. What else do we have? It can have to do with timing, or like why you've needed to be patient. And look, there's the Nine of Pentacles. This is about you becoming self-sufficient. That's actually what's clarifying. I'm going to turn that so you can see it hopefully a little better, or at least somewhat see it. Okay. Yeah, King of Wands, Four of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Libra, living a life of more luxury, financial gain. Yeah, fruits of the labor they're paying off. Let's go over to this wellness here. Staying active, wellness for the week. We're just looking at the week ahead, right? The week ahead. Okay, so the Hanged One. And yeah, it kind of feels like you're having to wait on a result or something. There's also, I'm getting this message. It's very randomly specific, but waiting to hear if you got into like a school or a program or acceptance letter. I am getting something like that. Maybe you're wondering if you're going to get a job or but what it was is it was very specific to if you got accepted into college, and I'm actually getting a date of May 15th. So that's, yeah, maybe you hear about someone getting accepted or you hear about their graduation even. But the Hanged Man, I feel as though again, like your patience kind of being tested, and it's like one thing you can do while you're hanging around, hanging out, waiting for something, for the energy to shift, or for approval in some way, you know, getting accepted, as I said, for something, or just getting I almost get like you have to wait for somebody's availability, almost like if you're waiting for an appointment or something. It's almost like you have to wait for them to come back from vacation, or there's just something here. It's like before you can undergo this complete transformation, one other thing needs to line up. And it's you know, as you're waiting for something to kind of, or you're waiting to be kind of free of something even, you could use this as a time to reflect in some way. Okay, that's what's coming in with that moon card here too. Yeah, let's see what else we have. You have the Knight of Swords, and they're impatient. They're very impatient here, and they're yelling, and you know, they've got their sign out and all red and double exclamation points, and it feels like there's definitely a choice here. I'm seeing the blue jay in this as their tattoo, and you know, blue jays can have to do with making a choice, according to Ted Andrews. And just because it's a good choice for somebody else, does that make it a good choice for you? No, right? I'm just thinking there's this energy that's very withdrawn kind of energy. It could be you, it could be someone around you, but it's kind of like not wanting to have to explain. Okay, maybe you're just simply done explaining. I'm getting this like there are a lot of moving parts to something. There's a lot of it's not so simple here. What's going on with that? Four of Pentacles. Now you have 444. Four of Pentacles. You can see that they're going to their safe here, and you know, I'm guessing there's something very valuable, probably money, in that envelope, and yeah, and they're opening up their safe, and are they? Looks like they're opening it up to put something in there. So I think what you're doing for some of you is you're filing away some wisdom you've attained, or like a little nugget of information. It's kind of, I'm wondering, what are you going to do with this information, Libra? Because you could be getting new insight, new information this week that you've really been searching for. Again, remember we were getting the solidifying solutions. That's what it feels like. Give us a little insight though over this, please. Two of Wands. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting almost like a little chill here. Interesting. And it has to do with making that commitment. It has to do with like feeling confident in you know, knowing that yes, you have the resources and you will be rewarded, but you could be feeling pretty limited, or kind of just things are really up in the air. You know, things are tentative right now. And it could be that it's been quite arduous. These are some words that I'm getting with these cards. Like just the plan. It's somewhere like I'm just tired of planning. I'm getting Aries energy with that too. What else? Adventure awaits though, Libra. We have the Seven of Cups. You're gonna have to make a choice, right? It seems like again, the timing is so good right now for planning. It's just there's something very supportive about this energy. It's a really good balance, and I like that we have Temperance. You know, Temperance here with that good balance of energy. What else do we have? Everything's kind of being represented. Eight of Wands. Okay, getting that energy unstuck here. You do have with the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Wands, it feels like some of you are stuck in needing to decide mode or planning mode. And then it looks like a few details are ironed out. There's my accent. A few details are ironed out. And then you're able to kind of put all your energy and even your emotion into this next chapter. There's something, I don't know, something feels a little off with it though. I'll be honest. Why is that? Okay, there's something that's been sort of neglected. What's been neglected here? Page of Cups. Page of Cups being neglected. So some sort of, you may have been neglecting your own intuition or how you really feel about something. Creativity. Maybe you haven't allowed yourself to really be creative, to really put it all out there. There's something here about sort of sidestepping a topic too, I'm feeling. It's not all about, I'm getting this energy about sort of just going through the motions, keeping a certain piece and part of yourself hidden for fear of rejection or just not being accepted. Remember, I was getting acceptance here too in this column before, but I was getting that, like, you're hearing about acceptance. And I just realized they were giving me 515, like May 15th. And that's actually also an 11. So again, with the 11s showing up here, even this card 29, 2 and 9's 11, right? And that has to do with timing. And then, like I said, you have that 11, Uriel is card 11. And then you have 1111 on that Four of Wands. We just need justice now, right? We have Nine of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, look at that stress. There's a lot of stress here about a pattern that needs to be broken. It could be around the home, or it has to do with your actual health or finances, because again, Pentacles are a big part of this week. It's going to, like, sort of letting go of resentment here too. Any sort of hostility or bitterness is being let go of. It could absolutely have to do with family too, or a mother figure in some way, or maybe it has to do with Mother's Day even. What else do we have here? Because I'm getting mothering, We have the Queen of Wands. Ooh. Queen of Wands, they don't care what people think, right? They, black cats were considered unlucky, and sometimes they still are. I don't view them as that, but some people do. And Queen of Wands, they always have their black cat there. They don't care, right? They move forward regardless of what people think. They're devoted to. Some of you may be feeling excited for the first time in a while. Might be feeling like something, you're actually heading in the right direction here. Maybe it has to do with candles or scents or colors, or there's something kind of artistic or sensuous kind of. I think of, Taurus and Libra, because it's Taurus season and we have, things either in Taurus or moving into Taurus planets wise. And in other words, there's a lot of Taurian energy around right now. And it feels like, that plays well with Libra energy, because we're both ruled by Venus. And so this could be a week too where you're indulging in the finer things in life, like with that Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, bringing out your fancy blankets and dishes and I don't know, the pretty things, right? Beautification. Remember, I was getting beautiful bricklayer. I think, some of you are building a very stable foundation that's also beautiful. It's like, it just feels right. It feels wonderful. Nine of Cups. Look at that. So now you have 999, and that is a sign of leadership. And with the Nine of Cups, they're making some beautiful pottery here. Yeah, they're making lovely pottery. There's Pisces energy here. There's something here about you expanding your intellect, your intuition as well. So you could be learning even how to work with your intuitive abilities. Really focusing on that maybe this week. Could be. I feel for some of you, you're letting go of unhealthy attachments. There's just too many. I did see the Seven of Swords in reverse though. So the rest are going to go back in. Okay, there we are. Seven of Swords in reverse. And what is it? It's like they're not able to get clear. They're not able to get clear on something that's important. Because the Seven of Swords upright too can be deception, dishonesty. But with reverse, I feel sort of like it's you're having to rethink something. You're just not clear on it. There could be this energy too of like someone needing to come clean, or you coming clean with something. Or again, remember I said sort of freeing yourself from unhealthy attachments. It kind of feels like that. I do feel that energy. There's just this better way. It feels like there's the 11 I was looking for, huh? There's the Justice card. Okay, so we have Two of Pentacles, Justice, and the Lovers. So yeah, these two hit the table first. So the Two of Pentacles, they're bound, but they're not. They're also comparing apples to oranges, and we know that that's not very wise, right? So as you're making a decision, you may be weighing up your options, balancing. I was getting balancing, and funny enough, all of these can have to do with balance. The Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, and Justice, right? Just very loosely, they can all have to do with that. Remember, you're not being forced into something for a lot of you, okay? With the Two of Pentacles, now I want to point out you have a lot of twos here in this reading. So you have the Two of Wands. You have the I guess you don't have the Two of Swords. Okay, so you have a couple of twos. All right. So again, with the numbers, right? Numbers playing into this. But with the Two of Pentacles, like be careful, just make sure you're on solid ground, okay, before you make this decision. Okay, I get that a lot with the Two of Pentacles. Be sure of your footing here. Okay, I actually there's a card on the very top of this deck that just moved. I saw it move with my very own eyes, and I was not touching it. So this is very important. This says what happened was not your fault, Libra. I wasn't even going to this deck yet. And then I looked at the clock too, and it was 27:22. You could have loved ones in spirit, and 27 and or 22 somehow resonate, or 9 and 4 or 94. So there's just something about that. But you need to know something was not your fault. Okay, what happened was not your fault. It could be in connection to a parent or parenting too. Also, in regard to a choice you made, could have to do with a legal decision or a document, or just having gone the wrong way with something, or maybe you chose incorrectly. We have the Lovers here. That is the card of choice, right? There's something here about needing to make a decision regarding a partnership, and it could have big consequences in some way, Libra, with this Justice card attached to it coming in. So you could really be feeling the weight of your choice, the weight of the world, right? As you have to make this big choice, and it could be coming from a place of, well, in the past I didn't choose correctly, and you don't want to make that mistake again or something. But at some point we have to just release ourselves from that, from our past decisions and indecision and mistakes. And Eight of Swords, yeah, releasing yourself from that. It's like you don't want to live in that sort of victim mentality anyway, do you? Not that you are, but that would be like feeling as though you're in that Eight of Swords. That can sometimes be a card of weakness, feeling stuck, feeling like self-imposed restrictions, right? So making sure that you're not letting it take over completely, that you're not getting so wrapped up in the emotions that you're not able to see outwardly. Libra, stay strong. Let's see, what do we have? Stay strong, I say, and you get the Strength card, Libra. All right, so there it is. And then we have the Leo energy. We have a infinity symbol here, all those limitless possibilities, right? So you have 88 coming in. Actually, you have 888 in this reading, because you also have the Eight of Wands. Now you have Strength, and you have the Eight of Swords. So there's something here. I'm getting this energy too of like someone kind of going to bat for you. or you're going to bat for someone else, and really having to be very strong in defending either your beliefs or theirs. So we have the sign of abundance here. You will have great success coming your way, Libra. This is excellent, excellent, wonderful card to have for the week ahead. What else do we have for Libra? But I'm not going to lie, your balance could be tested here when we have the Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, and Justice. So as you make this choice, you could feel as though something is even like slipping away from you, okay? Or you're slipping into a bad pattern again or something. Catch yourself, right? Catch yourself before you fall here. You have the strength to do that. You have the strength and power to do that. Let's see, how do we stay high vibing this week? I always like to get these cards, so I don't want to forget. So we're going to so choices. Yeah, so funny. I wasn't even going to go to this yet. And then you get, I say, how do we stay high vibing? Well, choices. I choose the good. Remember, every moment's a choice. What do you choose in this moment, Libra? What do you choose in this moment? Let's see. Is there anything in the way or any sort of energy we need to be aware of right now for us, please? If you're enjoying this reading while I'm shuffling, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on the bell notification. A lot of people are saying they're not getting notifications from my channel. If that's the case, it could be because you haven't watched or commented or liked a video of mine in a while. So sometimes you won't get notifications if you're not engaging with the videos, even if you watch them. That's the research I did. That's what it said. So, anyway, so if you're not getting notifications and they are turned on, that's possible. That could be the possibility why. Anyway, I'm not too worried about it, but if I am getting, people saying they're not being notified. Another thing you can do is you could quickly unsubscribe and resubscribe and then turn the notifications on. Okay. Thanks again, though, for everybody who's here. And we have fulfillment here with a wish. Look at the genie lamp. Look at that. So there's a wish coming true here for you, Libra. This is wish fulfillment. It's 9 of Cups, which you actually do have the 9 of Cups. This is about success. It's a happy outcome. It's some sort of achievement, Libra. All right, what else? What other energies are we working with here? We have the Sun. Look at that. And you have the Strength card. And you literally have the Strength card right there that we just pulled out. So this is really, these are just kind of really highlighting messages we've already received in the reading. I love it when the cards do that. I mean, look, you have 9 of Cups right here on top with 9 of Cups on this card, right? And then you have Strength card here with Strength card. I mean, look at, and there are a lot of cards in this deck, and wow. And so for you to get Strength on top of Strength here, Libra, my goodness, I just saw 3223. So 3223 could be something, or maybe you want to look that angel number up and see what it represents for you personally. But with Strength, we have empowerment, the heart chakra being activated, compassion, happiness, and some sort of truth being revealed. Libra, as I look at this and I'm feeling into this energy, I feel like someone could actually reveal a hidden truth or hidden feelings for you. There's just something here about a hidden desire. Or maybe you are feeling like you can openly share now in some way with somebody, that, normally you wouldn't be doing that, but you're like, I'm just going to go for it. All right. Is there anything that we need to surrender to? Anything we need to surrender to? Surrender resentments. Surrendering resentments. So you or someone else. So this is about holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive yourself for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive solutions in your life. Remember, everything is a choice. All right, even our feelings. And Libra, wow, our third mention of strength here. Lion, surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. It is not a week to play it small by any means. This is a week to really get things, balanced out, cement some plans, put some things in place, something you've been really determined to do to take yourself to the next step. For example, it feels like it's a good time to do that. All right. There's also, anything as far as like getting your emotions clear, feels like it could be a good week for that. And just overall really good self-care. I mean, any week is a good week for anything, but I will tell you, just even coming into this reading, it did feel like this could be a very, a week full of empowerment. a week where you are getting that clarity, where you are able to kind of shift gears, because again, you get that clarity you need. You discover a truth maybe, or there's just something about, there could be like sort of a rededication to something this week. You could also feel that you're freed from something in some way. So it feels like a very impactful week in a good way. All right. Of course, everything is what we make of it, though, right? It's not, it's just, it is. It's what we make of it sometimes. Okay. What else for Libra? Anything? Surrender to your intuition. Surrender to your intuition. Green eyes there. Tuning into your own inner voice and being aware of any gut feelings, flashes, and knowings or aha moments that come through to guide you. You could be getting the clarity that you need, that insight that you've been asking for too. Let's get some let's get crystal cards, actually. We'll get some crystal cards. Randomly specific, my messages are, but I'm picking up on a parakeet. Maybe you had a yellow parakeet. I'm getting the name Sally. What else? I'm actually hearing something about like the Chicago Tribune or the news or Chicago in general. Okay, so maybe there's a connection there. And then a name like Deidrana, or you'll know if it's connected to you. Okay, there's a name like that, or Deandra. Okay, and we have sodalite. This is about speaking your truth, Libra. Generally, Libras, we don't have a hard time doing that. What else do we have? Tiger's eye, overcome your fears. So we're overcoming our fears and we are speaking our truth here. All right. Bottom of the deck, we always get this. And you know why? Because I always have a hard time. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Chrysocolla. Start fresh. All right. Start fresh. One of these days, I'm going to look that up. Remember I said we were getting a lot of blue-green. There it is again. You've got blue-green on this turquoise sandal fawn card. You have the pretty green blue eye. Well, they're green on this card that has bluish on it. You have this stone, right? this stone. What else, please? I want to get another one. And then we have black tourmaline. Protect your energy, Libra. This is very important this week. And I just want to keep getting these. I love these crystal cards. Okay, and then we have bloodstone here. Get up and get moving. Yeah, yeah. I think some of you're putting no more talk the talk, right? You're actually going to walk the walk, right? Is that the expression? What is the expression anyway? But yeah, you're going more than just words. Okay, it feels like you're actually able and willing and ready to take the steps, taking that initiative. Okay, so for Libra, let's get a few messages from loved ones in spirit. Now, I just want to get an overall general few cards, loved ones in spirit. Maybe if you hold a question in your head, in your third eye, and then ask it, or ask a question from the heart for someone in spirit. Then I'm going to move on to mothers, and then I'm going to move on to children in spirit, if you have that. Okay. So I'm happy on my new adventure here. You'll see there's an orange cat. There are what look like cherry blossoms. Okay, happy on my new adventure. What else, please? Take time to rest. Take time to rest. And there's a lovely pillow there with the colors blue and silver and white. And there are little tiny flowers. You see those little flowers there? They are also little blue. I don't think they're forget-me-nots. They could be, but there's also like periwinkle. Maybe as the color. All right, let's see, Libra. This person may have sewed too. What else do we have? I'm getting an energy here. Okay, so I'm helping you persevere with my career. I'm getting something about like hearing footsteps, or even something about slippers, or needing to walk quietly. So maybe you're tiptoeing around something. I don't know. Or maybe there's just something with this person in spirit that it's like, it's about the slippers, or did they walk heavily, or because they're giving me like the footsteps. So what is with the footsteps? I don't know. Or maybe you think you hear footsteps, or you hear someone walking in slippers or something like that. And you have, I want you to be strong. There's a beautiful sunflower on this card. July, August, September. Also teaching is coming to mind here with that. I just tell you what I get, what I hear, see, feel. Well, I'm pulling these cards. That's how I'm getting these sort of channeled messages. Now, Libra, if you are a mother and you've lost someone in spirit that you felt like you were their mother or you literally were their mother, what do we have? Messages. Hold that question in your mind. And I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm sorry out there for everyone for your losses. Hugs your way. Energetic hugs your way. We have, see the gift in this situation. This person has 3 eggs. Maybe you had a favorite Easter candy, which I will not name, or they did. Something here. So the number 3 somehow is representative. I think those are eucalyptus leaves too. Person has darker skin tone. Let's see what else we have. Looks like they might have pink nail polish too. But so any one of those details could resonate for you. We also, I'm getting almost like 1 of 3. So 1 of 3 children, perhaps. We have prioritize your goals and know that I want this for you. Black cats there appearing a couple of times. This person has auburn hair. That's standing out to me. That could be you or them. The time on the clock, let's see. It looks like it's either 10:10 or it's 1:50. I think it's 10:10, but it could also be 1:50. All right, so there's that. And then we have, I'm now a guide for you. And there's a little bird here, little tiny, what look like daisies and dandelions. So the letter D as in Desmond. Deirdre, that could mean something. David. And look to the future. I'm getting a name like Amon, something. Okay, we have passport. We have a compass here. There's jetting off somewhere. Look to the future, okay? Now, let's see what else we have. Okay, so for, that's someone where you were the mother or, okay, now what if you have a mother figure in spirit? Mother figure in spirit. Could be grandmother, aunt, neighbor, friend, mother, right? I'm hearing lavender. Okay, so we had a soul contract with each other. Soul contract, and they're all that. Maybe this actually, so it makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune. So the number 10 again now is coming in. Okay, the letter Z as in Zelda or Zoe or Zane. And then I'm communicating with you. We have a turquoise butterfly there. Communicating with you. Ask that question if you haven't, right? If you'd like, or I can just pull randomly, however you want to do it for yourself. And I'll be visiting you. And this is, there's a candle here and it's pink. And I was getting lavender. I kind of feel like, yeah, there is like calming kind of scent here. Let's see. I'm getting something like video games or something like that. And now they're giving me like, hand wipes. Okay, I'm getting sort of like, hand, like pre-moistened cloths, like wet ones there. Okay, and then we have take this new beginning. And there's a plant, it's being watered. Okay, I'm getting this energy of like wanting you to move on too. What else do we have? Well, I'm helping you with your family. Another turquoise. So turquoise is big, okay? There's something here turquoise. December could mean something. The number 19 could mean something too. 19 would be sun, right? Makes me think of Leo. Maybe you are the sun. Who knows? We have, you made the right decision here. You may not have been sure which way to go with something, but you did in fact make that right decision. You did. You made the right decision. Okay, what else? Because that kind of situation you were in was a difficult one anyway. It's like you feel like almost like there's no winning with a certain situation or someone. And then on the what fell was go to our favorite place. I'll be there for you or with you. I'll be there with you. And there's a little bird there, and so they're under a tree, and there's a bench. I'm getting a name like Nina. And then we will have another lifetime together. Is that? I'm going to get one more. So for anyone else, just a general put it out there. Maybe as I pulled cards, you thought, oh, I wish I could ask this. So go ahead and ask your question now, and I will pull one card from the middle. Okay. There are big changes coming into your life. And it looks like it might be lavender, but I'm not so sure. And a dragonfly. And I know the dragonfly is going to hit home for a lot of you. Okay, and of course, it's turquoise as well. All right, now Libra. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, members, you'll have a video after this later on today. Let's get some galactic angel messages. If you enjoyed this part where I pulled cards for a few minutes from messages from the departed love spirit deck here, let me know. You can let me know that, and just then I'll know to continue adding that to weekly videos or other videos. So pay attention to the animals. A new animal spirit guide is entering your world. We will be getting animal cards, so that's awesome. Okay, let's get another one. Release and let go. This is releasing the energies you absorbed from others back to the universe. Just release them. Let it go, Libra, right? Let it go. One more angel number, 2020. That's a sign of peace within. So keep calm as you transition into a new life. Again, a lot of you have some big changes coming your way. It begins this week. It starts now. This is when it all starts for you. Okay, let's get the animal healing deck. I think it's probably my favorite animal deck that I use. It's by Britta Bowman. So animal healing. All right, Libra. Coyote Stillness, card 31, throat chakra. I'm getting B as in Burton. All right. Take time to rest and reconnect with your inner voice. Be still and listen. What is your inner wisdom revealing to you? Throat chakra there. Coyote. One more. You have sperm whale blessings. Yippee. So more throat chakra energy, card 36. So needing to speak your truth, Libra, that came in, remember, with that sodalite card. So this is expect abundant blessings. Tell the universe what you desire and be open to receiving, and trust your prayers are being heard and answered. That's what I have for all of you lovelies. Thanks so much for being here. Wishing you a fantabulous week, and you know how to show support. Thank you.